trying to live my life, man. Uh,
It's the hardest thing ever.
like word. Welcome to the TCAT 10-minute take. It is I, your host, CHERRAE'S Stewart, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don, the man, the myth, the legend, Chambers. Today we are talking about stuff,
Red
and
Notice.
the stuff we're talking about is available to you on Netflix, and that thing is Red
Red
Notice.
Notice. Yes.
Before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click the bell to get all the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. And as always, Mr. Chambers will go first. Go.
Yes. Red Notice. Directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, starring Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, It's Godot, right?
Nope. Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. Jesus. All right. And the basic story is, an FBI agent tracking down to art thieves and the hijinks and mishaps that happen from there. Let me say this for Red Notice. Red Notice is very simple. Red Notice is very basic. Red Notice is sort of your fluff piece. It's that popcorn movie, where you sit down, you can shut everything off. And by shut everything off, I mean, you cannot be in tune to like try to catch certain things and want to be like, you just sit back, relax, let whatever jokes come and move you, just let it happen and enjoy the spectacle that you're watching. Because it's a basic story that half the time kind of sort of made sense to me, and it didn't, but it didn't really matter. Dwayne Johnson is charismatic as ever. Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds, which he seems to be lately. Just smart ass is him, the smart ass one liner. That's his niche, and he's kind of nailed it, at least in these movies. And Gal Gadot is the pretty villain. She does the pretty part easy. And she was fine as the villain too. Nothing terrible there. Even though their supposed twist ending wasn't really all that shocking. Did it even make sense? Not necessarily, but you're like, hey.
Did not make sense.
No, it did not. But then it was like, oh, like what did we go through all this for?
Right. It was just like, oh.
but
all right then.
But again, it was right. It was like it was okay. This was, you could see the money spent. You could see that they were definitely going big budget with it, and it did, from the locations and the action sequences and all that. And it was fine. I mean, absolutely not a problem. It's definitely one of those movies though that once it ended, I was like, okay. I didn't give it a second thought. I didn't think back to a sequence. It didn't stay with me in some way, shape, or form. It's entirely fine. I mean, you need movies like these. Excuse me, like you sort of need the fluff and the popcorn just to kind of turn off and enjoy. So in that role, just fine. Now, thankfully, this came out on Netflix. If it was one where you had to buy the $15 ticket like we have here, as a matinee, I probably would have saved this for, honestly, like a weekday matinee, really. I'm just saying.
Like you went to the dentist on a Wednesday and you just
yeah,
some time to kill.
Seriously, you're back at home, your mom's killing you, you can't eat nothing, so you might as well watch something.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I get that.
Because again, it's it's not something that in some way, shape, or form is breaking new ground.
Mhm.
It's just a fun, goofy movie that if you enjoy any of those three actors, you'll enjoy this. Um, it
Yeah.
made me laugh in certain parts,
Yeah.
certain action scenes where I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Well done. But once it was done and over,
It was done and over.
I totally forgot about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I do not disagree with any of that. All the three main actors were doing what they do best.
Yes.
So I mean, it was enjoyable. If you like Ryan Reynolds in it up, and
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Johnson,
Dwayne
Dwayne
Johnson it up.
Dwayne it up, and Gal Gadot just
Gadotting it up.
Gadotting it up. Like it's totally fine. Like it's fine. It's not revolutionary. It doesn't blow you away. There's some really good action sequences and some, there's a few funny one-liners. The side characters are fine. The set design is cool. They're all over the place. They're spending the money.
Oh, they spent the money.
They didn't just take the bag and run and give you some crap like some of those Adam Sandler movies. Mm-hmm. They did spend the money.
Yes,
the money was spent. So you at least get that for it. It's definitely it's I'd say matinee as well. In these COVID times, I really wish at some point that more drive-in theaters might make a comeback. Like I could see watching this movie in a drive-in.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and now easy. And it would be a really fun popcorn movie to watch in the drive-in.
Yeah.
But it is not memorable.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's almost one of those movies that you could watch folding your laundry if you like. You could watch it on a Saturday if it's on TNT. Like you could watch it. It's inoffensive. It's fun, but it's not. You don't have to think too hard about it. So if you have seen everything, and Squid Games is, you gotta. It's a palate cleanser. You need
for sure
from certain things going on in the world or things you may have watched. It's an effective kind of cheese flick that's well made. It's not crap. Like they put in the time and they put in the effort and they put in the money. It's just not anything we've never seen before. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this one was so easy, because it's like, it just is what it is.
It's just, it's just not anything we've never seen before, but for what it is, they did good. Like I don't have any complaints. Like there's nothing I can point to specifically and be like, I wish they had done this. I wish they had done that. Like it's just
because you want to know why? Because none of it really would have fit with the type of movie that it was. Like right. It wasn't trying to be highbrow. It wasn't trying to be anything where you might think it's going. I mean, it was just trying to be a good time killer, have fun watching it, get some laughs, and then just move on and finish the rest of your laundry. That sort of a thing. So it just is what it is. But what it really is it's time for you guys to subscribe and hit that bell. So that way you're always notified about when we have new 10-minute takes dropping. But to make it even easier, we've got a webpage for you, tcannetwork.com. Go and bookmark that, where it not only has links to all of our 10-minute takes here on YouTube, but as well as the links to our podcast, which is on iTunes and Stitcher, and then as well as to other great creative content like Good Morning Antioch and The Reading. So don't forget tcannetwork.com, bookmark that. Definitely while you're here on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell so you're always notified for when new content comes out. Hopefully, I have a feeling the next one will be far more of an interesting movie than this. Don't want to give it away. It's probably Marvel related.
Marvel adjacent.
It's Marvel adjacent. So you're definitely going to be ready. You're definitely going to want to be ready for when we drop that one. So until then, see ya.